Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, you guys, I am so happy and so excited because I'm going to be talking to you about seriously, one of my all-time favorite shows ever. I love it. It's Miranda. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? You may not. It doesn't matter. It's like the greatest show. Hear the happiness in my voice. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. I have watched this show. There's only 20 episodes in the entire series, but I have watched this on repeat 100 times, maybe more. I don't know. If I'm having a bad day, I turn it on. I just love this show. So it's my thank you to all you wonderful, amazing, supportive patrons. I wanted to make a special episode for you guys talking about my favorite show. So this is Miranda. I'm going to eventually probably release it on the main page, but I really wanted to get it out to you guys first so you can enjoy it. And as my sincere thank you and gratitude for all the support you guys have shown me. I've had a lot of new people join, and I've had a lot of people with me from the beginning, and to each and every one of you, my most sincere thank you. I so appreciate it. Okay, so again, I'm releasing this first to Patreon, and then I'm going to go over and put it on my main channel in a few weeks, so you can check it out there as well. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this show. Let me tell you why I love Miranda, how you can watch it, what my obsession is with this, and let's get into it. So you can find Miranda, in case you haven't seen it and you want to watch it before you watch my recap, I highly recommend that. It's on Hulu. Go and check it out. I think that's how I found it the first time, is just scrolling through Hulu. I love a good British comedy, and it may have been suggested to me. I don't even remember. But I found it, and oh my gosh, I haven't looked back. I just love it so much. Now, it's silly. I've seen some people pan it online. It's got a laugh track. It's dated, I don't care about any of that. I just love this show so much. It's my happy place. So Miranda Hart is so funny to me. She's obviously an actress. She's on this show. She's on Call the Midwife, which I haven't seen, but I hear she's fantastic on that. And she's on, she had a funny part in the movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy. She's been in a lot of stuff. She, I believe, did some stand-up shows as well, so you can catch her there. So this show originally ran, I believe it was first called Miranda's Joke Shop, and I heard it as a podcast. I've actually gone back and listened to you can find it, I believe, on iTunes, the radio show, and it's just a couple episodes of what was eventually made into this show. So again, I'm obsessed. I've watched the show a million times. I've listened to the podcast. It just all cracks me up. So this episode, season 1, episode 1, it is called Date, and it aired in September of 2009. I'm going to go over this episode, but let me just point out a few things. So we'll notice right off the bat, Miranda looks and talks to the camera. That's a thing. I kind of love that because it really does feel like she's talking to you. The other thing I personally love, she's 6'1" in real life, which I absolutely love. I'm 6 feet. So I love a tall girl. So she's constantly making a fool of herself, like this scene here. Her dress falls down. She's always falling over. I see a lot of people pan that. I personally love it. I can relate. I trip over my 6 feet tall legs all the time. So I get it. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about this. So she is single. She's in her 30s. Her mom is constantly trying to marry her off. Her mom, I love, is played by Patricia Hodge. She's fantastic. Her mom has catchphrases like, "such fun." This is her best friend Stevie's. So Miranda has bought this joke shop, and she came by an inheritance. She bought this joke shop. She got her best friend Stevie to help her run it. So Miranda is just silly and doesn't really want to work that much, and Stevie is kind of type A and really wants to make this joke shop take off. So they're kind of funny, working together. Miranda's apartment is upstairs above the joke shop, so we see her go up there a lot. Okay, so she talks about, so here's her mom. She's such fun. She talks about she's got to go have lunch with her girlfriends. When she signs for a package, the guy calls her sir. And so this is an ongoing thing for her, is she gets called sir because she's so tall, and she just not into wearing a bunch of makeup and stuff. So let's see. So mom comes in and says, "Are you engaged yet?" And that's just her first answer, or first question every time she sees her. Again, we see Miranda here just tripping over boxes and falling down. Stevie is trying to get Miranda to pick up these boxes and to help out. Miranda's just not into it. We see Miranda. So part of her joke shop, she got these chocolate willies in. So she's literally walking down the street eating a chocolate willy. I mean, it's just one crazy thing after another. So she goes to Gary's. He's a chef. His restaurant is right next door to her joke shop. He's back in town. He's been away traveling, I guess, learning to be a chef. They see each other for the first time. Can I just tell you guys, he is seriously, this is Tom Ellis. As good looking as he is here, look at him today, because he's in that show Lucifer. He plays the devil. But he is seriously one of my top 5 ever. I tell my husband all the time, I have such a crush on this guy. For some reason, my husband's not threatened. I don't know why. But this guy, I just find him so cute. He's very tall, so it works well with Miranda, again, being 6'1". They just go together, and I just love them together. They have such chemistry and so much fun. Here's Tom Ellis from Lucifer. He has that smoldering, hot British guy thing. Do you get it now? So hot. So when she talks to him, they're kind of getting to know each other again. She tells him she does gymnastics and something with ribbons. I mean, it's just, she gets nervous and she just says these things. And then she looks back at camera a lot like, what am I saying? It just cracks me up. I just love this show. So a lot of times with this show, she'll talk about something, like here she's talking about living alone and how much fun she has. She'll talk about something, and they'll just flash to it real quick. So here's her making up games in her apartment. She does this a lot. You'll see later she comes up with Fruit Friends, where she talks to her fruit. Anyway, I just love that about this show. So she's meeting up with the girls for lunch. Now, on the left, the blonde, that's Sally Phillips. If you've seen Bridget Jones' Diary, she's in a lot of stuff. So this is an ongoing thing with Tilly. Anytime she gets a call, she says, bear with, and she'll ignore Miranda, and Miranda will usually make a face at the camera. So they call Miranda Queen Kong. It seems like they've gone to school together. They're asking if her mom's coping okay. We see a quick flash to her mom replacing Miranda's photo with a goat. I just love that. I love details like that. Let's see. So while the girls are talking, Miranda's making faces. The girls both reveal that they're engaged. Miranda's pointing to her empty finger, but she's okay with it. She doesn't care. They ask her to go dress shopping later, and she's saying, kill me. Back at the shop, we see Stevie. Miranda's trying to tell her about Gary. Stevie's trying to do business. We find out all this baby stuff was wrongly delivered to their shop, so they're trying to figure out what to do with it. Gary comes in. They're playing with joke stuff, and she's like, oh, Gary. And he asks her if she's married, if she's got kids, and she's like, yes. I'm married, and I have 2 kids, Orlando and Bloom. And when he says he's single, she says, oh, yeah, me too. And anyway, so he finds out she wasn't telling the truth. She's single. She has no kids. P.S. Look behind her at those dog hangers. I'm obsessed with those rainbow dog hangers. They're dog tails, and you can hang things on them. And I'm telling you now, I ordered them off Amazon. They're on there. They brightened up my kids' room. I just think they're so much fun. So I love the dog hangers. Anyway, so he asks, do you fancy? And she cuts him off and says, yes. And he says, we don't know what I was going to say. And she says, I fancy whatever. He ends up asking her out for a drink later. And so we see her back at her apartment, and she's like, I got a date. What do I do? And she decides she needs to go shopping. She goes back downstairs to the joke shop to talk to Stevie. Stevie is still trying to deal with the baby stuff and the mess, and she's trying to get Miranda to work and to tidy up. And Stevie has this thing where she impersonates this singer, Heather Small. And this singer is known for singing this, I can't even sing it. It's, what have you done today to make you feel proud? So Stevie is constantly singing this song, what have you done today to make you feel proud? spoiler alert, on the last episode, they do have Heather Small singing that song, which I love. Stevie says, don't go until you move these boxes, and don't put the boxes in the kitchen, which, of course, when Stevie's back is turned, Miranda puts the boxes in the kitchen just so she can get out. And Mom comes in and says she has to go to a baby christening, talking to Miranda, and then Miranda ends up leaving to go shopping. So Miranda, being 6'1", says, normally I have to shop at a store called Big and Long. So she stumbles into a different store, and she's just excited because they're advertising that they have longer lengths and bigger size shoes. And now I'll tell you, this show, there are some dated references. I'm not going to say what they said, but they were using some words that are a little outdated. So I'm going to change it a little bit and say it's meant for, more drag, a more excited, more flamboyant look. Here you go. This is what Miranda comes out in. So she goes to the shop and she's like, Stevie, look, I found an outfit. And this customer is completely taken aback by Miranda's look. So she thinks she looks great, ready for her date. I just remember being so shocked at this outfit the first time I saw it. I could not stop laughing. Stevie gets off the phone. She starts laughing, and they want to know why she's dressed in drag. She is genuinely shocked and is like, she just thought it was for tall women. So Gary walks in and sees this, and she's like, no, this isn't for our date. I'm going to go change. So she runs upstairs to change, and Stevie, while she's upstairs changing, finds the boxes that Miranda's hidden in the break room in the kitchen, and she's pissed because, again, Miranda was supposed to put them away, not put them in the break room. The reason I'm pointing this out is this does come up in a little bit, and it's pretty funny. So Miranda and Gary are just catching up. They're at his restaurant. They're enjoying each other's company, talking about how each of their parents are pressuring them because they're both still single, and talking about family stuff. And he said, neither one seem like they're in a huge hurry to get married, although she does seem very interested in him and makes jokes about marrying him. But anyway, so they just talk about that. And so after the date, they end up going back to her joke shop, and they go upstairs. And as they're walking upstairs, she's saying, I have a normal interest in children, maybe someday, but it's not something she's completely focused on. Well, this is where that stuff comes back to bite her in the ass. Remember, she put that baby stuff in the break room. Stevie didn't like it, so what did Stevie do? She loaded her apartment with baby stuff. So when Gary comes up to her place to see her flat, it's covered in baby stuff. And it cracks me up because he's like, and he just leaves. And she's like, bye, Gary. So anyway, so they, it's the next day, and Miranda is pissed at Stevie, and Stevie says, I didn't know Gary's going to come up to your flat. At that same time, Mom comes in, and she tells them, so Mom was in before talking about going to a christening. Mom then says, this joke shop is in a seedy neighborhood, and they say, why do you say that? And Mom reveals, well, everybody got the baby different things. She thought she had bought the baby a toy rabbit. Well, let's just say it's the battery-operated kind. And she said, but the baby loved it. Such fun. I love the mom. So silly. Okay, so Miranda is back over at Gary. She's trying to make things right from the night before and make him realize she's not baby-obsessed like it appears. He apologized for his behavior last night and asks to take her out again later. She makes a wedding cake joke, and Gary gets scared again. So she's like, no, I'm just kidding. No wedding stuff, I'm just teasing around. Yes, I'll meet you for a drink later. So then Miranda goes to meet up with her friends, the ones getting married, Tilly, and I do not remember the other girl. She shows up in one other episode, but she walks in the dress shop, and the assistant says, can I help you, sir? And she's like, fine, I'll try on a dress. Before she didn't want to, but when she was called sir, she's like, I'll try on a dress. So she puts on this wedding dress, and I'm freaking cracking up. I remember this feeling trying on wedding dresses, again, being super tall. It's just a nightmare. Like when you have, when you have curves and you're tall, it's hard to find stuff without it being altered and stuff. So yeah, so she's trying this on. She looks outside and she sees Gary walks by. Gary sees her dressed up like this. Oh my God, the look on his face. So here she is saying, I don't want kids, I'm not marriage obsessed. And he sees her like this. So he takes off. Then her mother walks by, smiles, sees Miranda, and faints. So Miranda's in this crazy poofy dress. She sees her mom faint. She steps right over her mom, and she has to go taking off. She takes off running after Gary. And that's how the first episode ends. It's so much fun. I love this. When they do the credits, they always make sure that they wave at the camera, and it's so cute. They break character for just a minute, smile and wave at the camera, and then they keep going. So he waves at the camera. He's so cute. Miranda's chasing after him, and that sets the stage for the for the show. That's some of the characters in the background, and so you kind of know what's going on. You guys, I highly recommend you go watch it. It's just a silly show. You're not going to get these huge life lessons out of it, but I love it. I love Miranda Hart. I think she's so fun. Such fun. I got a cameo from her, and it's like the greatest thing ever. Such a nice lady. I'm obsessed. I have her books. Yes, she's written books, and they're great. She even has a workout video where she did some workouts with maracas, and they're I have that too. I'm obsessed. Anyway, so that's it for the episode, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. I'm not sure if I'll do all the episodes or not, but maybe here and there I'll do some. I just love talking about this stuff, and if there's anybody else that loves this show, please let me know in the comments. We'll bond over it. If you are being introduced to the show, let me know that too, because I'll talk your ear off about this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay healthy and safe, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.